Greetings, greetings, beautiful ones. I am Sharifa, and this is Sharifa Speaks. Today, I want to talk about the advice that we receive. Before I get into it, I just want to say thank you for tuning in, taking the time to share with me, Sharifa, on today. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Ms. BJ Martin, MS. BJ Martin. That's my YouTube channel. If you want to send donations, you can send to my PayPal at Teach Me To, Teach TEACH, Me Too TOO. I'm accepting donations as well. All right, let's get into it. What I've been noticing lately is noticing and just hearing. People getting advice, people getting bad advice. Okay. And I say to you with love, stop getting advice from people who are not qualified to advise you. Okay. Stop getting advice from people who are not qualified to advise you. Okay. Just think about it. Why would you get advice from someone about a relationship or your relationship? Why would you get advice from someone who is not in a relationship or who has not been in a relationship or who has not even been in a long-term relationship? Why would you get advice from them? Why would you get advice about your marriage from someone who has never been married? Or maybe has only been married for a year or two, hasn't even really gotten their feet wet. Why would you get advice from someone who has not been married? Why would you get advice from someone who is not qualified to advise you? Has this person showed you that they're qualified? When you look at their life, does their life reflect how you possibly might want yours to look? Think about it. Look at their lives, because people are out here misadvising other people. And the thing about that is, I understand that, we have sisters and brothers, and sometimes we want to go to them, especially when we're feeling some kind of way about whatever it is. And sometimes our siblings don't always have our best interests at heart, and that's the truth. And I don't, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but sometimes your sibling, sometimes your cousin don't want that. Sometimes they don't want to see you, what they say, be great. Sometimes they don't. I don't know if it comes from something, from, childhood, or, where these feelings come from, to where they don't want to see you happy. A lot of times, if they don't do well in a relationship and they're lonely, sometimes they'll misadvise you. Now, I don't know if they do it purposefully. That's for you to determine. But sometimes people that are close to us can misadvise us because they're not happy. They want you to be alone with them, and they're okay with that, And again, it's one thing to vent, right? To vent how you feel with someone you love and care about. I understand that, because sometimes you just need to get things off your chest. And sometimes when you're talking to someone, you want to get things off your chest. You want to be able to vent. You want to be able to vent to someone in a secure space, right? A safe space. So you think it's secure. sometimes those spaces that you think are secure are not so secure, because as soon as y'all get off the phone, they're going to talk to somebody else. So you have to use discernment. Okay. You have to use discernment when you're sharing those sacred moments, right, with someone. But I do understand you want to be able to vent, you want to be able to get things off your chest. Sometimes you want to just be like, you want to talk to someone and just make sure it's not you. Like, am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? So you kind of want to make sure you're not tripping, and I understand that. And sometimes when you're dealing with a situation and you talk it out, sometimes when you can actually hear your thoughts, come out and expressed, you can really really hear it, hear how you're thinking. And when you talk it out, you can figure some things out. Sometimes you just need to talk it out, just talk it out. And then things start to make sense. Things start to align, right? When you're dealing with the problem. And so that's good. That's good resolution. And see, and that's why I always advise, like, when you're dealing with a situation, to journal about it. To journal about it. Because, and then, after you journal, and maybe a couple of days later, you read what you wrote. You can go back to it yourself. You can kind of do that self, do the self-reflecting. Sometimes that's what we need to do. You need to self-reflect before you even go out and try to get advice from someone. Sometimes, because some things you may be able to figure out on your own. You may be able to come up with a conclusion on your own. You shouldn't leave everything up to someone else outside of you to figure out for you. Some things you can figure out yourself, right? So I do understand that. So like I said, talking it out, sometimes you just need to vent, but you don't always need to get advice from those people who are not qualified to advise you, because I'm telling you, everyone does not have your best interest at heart. But then I do know on the flip side of that, some people call or want to get advice from certain individuals, or to go to certain individuals to see if they're right or if they're wrong, and how they're how they're feeling, how they're dealing with a situation. You call certain people because you know that they're going, how can I put this? They're going to be okay with your BS, right? They're going to, they're going to be, they're not going to be neutral. They don't even know how to be neutral. They don't even know how to be non-biased, because they're close to you. They're your friends. Everybody does not know how to be neutral, right? And and you call that individual, why? To support your BS. You're going to call someone who is going to be like, oh yeah, you right, you good, ain't nothing wrong with you. They're tripping, he's tripping, whatever the case may be, right? So some of us call people who we know who's going to, I even say, they're going to be your yes man, yes woman. Be like, yeah, no, you're good. You did, because that's just, they support that. They support it. And you're going to call that person because they're going to support the BS, or they're going to feel sorry for you. And probably because this is just a relationship that you've established with them. And that's not good, because they're not being honest with you. And you're not being honest with yourself. If you have to call someone, Because you know, we all know who to call during specific situations. We know who to call. We do. So, like, if you really want resolve, you're going to call that person who you know is non-biased, who's going to be neutral, who's going to advise you from a place of honesty and a place of love. If you don't have that kind of person in your life right now, you don't need to be calling anybody for any advice. And some people, and you guys, we are dealing. I know you hear this a lot, but we are right now we are dealing with a spiritual warfare. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, that's okay. We are dealing with a spiritual warfare right now. And some people in our lives are our handlers, okay? They're here to keep an eye on you, and even, here to try to keep you from achieving your greatness. And I don't care what religion you are, what faith. It's everywhere. Through all religions, all spaces, all places. Some people are here to hinder your growth and evolution. But at the end of the day, you know who can be the one that does that, who actually is the one that does that. That's you. Because when you don't take the time to sit and self-reflect, when you don't take the time to do that work and have that discernment, when you don't strengthen that self-love, those boundaries, you're going to be able to be handled. And they have successfully done what they're put here to do. And I hate to say it, but unfortunately, again, some of our handlers are family members, people that we love, or they're people that we love that mishandle us, right? They're the ones that are closest to us that mishandle us. Family members, friends, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends. They mishandle us and they keep us distracted and trying to figure out why. Like, why? Why would someone do something like this to me? Why would someone treat me like that? Why would someone even think like that? Why would someone move, even move like that? And just a distraction. So I'm gonna bring it back. I don't want to get too deep in that because people, that's a sensitive topic. That's another sensitive topic, and so mm, I just want to put that out there because I'm here. I'm here to bring awareness to to people who may not really know, what's going on and trying to figure out, what's going on in my life. What is this? A lot of us, and are destined for greatness, have a huge calling on our lives. And there's an energy present out there that doesn't want to see you succeed. If you succeed, you might change the entire trajectory of your whole family line, your whole lineage. Those who are already here in existence, and those who have not been born yet. So again, I digress. Stop getting advice from those who are not qualified to advise you. And I'm not going to even talk about all these podcasts and all this. I'm sick of it. I ain't going to even lie. And I'm expressing this like I'm sick of it. All these podcasts telling you to do this and do that and what this and what that, and we'll talk about that another time. Maybe we go into a specific topic. People don't know what the hell they talking about. Can't advise nobody to do anything. You on social media, we don't know how you living, don't know nothing about your life. You're gonna take advice from somebody you and loyal to someone who's advising you, and you don't know anything about them outside of what they portray to be on social media. All they doing is sitting in these chairs all day, running their mouth. Have you seen them in action? And then the one is giving relationship advice, they don't even have relationships. Or haven't even been in a long-term relationship. They want to try to tell you what to do. Sometimes you just need to go within. You need to just go within. You need to go within sometimes to get those answers that you don't have. And again, trusting your intuition, because your intuition, your body don't lie. And if you're with a man, if you're in a relationship with someone and you cannot go to your own man or go to your own woman for advice, if you have to go outside of them for advice about anything pertaining to you, then why are you with them? Ask yourself that. If you cannot get advice with the one that you're with, then why are you with them? If you cannot trust the things that they say, if you cannot trust that they can advise you, then why are you with them? Because after you go within, after you self reflect, that should be the next person you should be able to go to. And sometimes that should be the person that you should go to. Sometimes, period. Like what are you doing? What are we doing? And I'm just talking about this again because I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it, and it's something that we need to talk. I mean, that needs to be expressed. Because we can't, it's like, oh, we talk about that all the time. Well, apparently we ain't not talking about it enough because people are still out here getting bad advice. Do the work. Do the work. Please stop getting advice from those who are not qualified to advise you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know I've been on this path about mental health for a few years now. I'm a mental health advocate. For those who don't know me, you can read in my bio. I'm a mental health advocate. I advocate for mental health so heavy. I've created adult coloring books for mental health, children's coloring books. I've always been talking about mental health. So I do love and care about all of y'all. And make sure you're checking in with yourself. Make sure you're checking in with yourself on the mental health conversation. Make sure you're checking in with yourself. Make sure you are drinking plenty of water. I do know around the winter months, and I'm going in another direction, but it's important. In the winter months, we don't drink as much as water as we do during the summer months, because it's hot. So we're thirsty. In the winter months, you're more dehydrated because you don't drink that much water unless you're actually going to the gym and working out. You know, make sure you're drinking your water because when you're dehydrated, dehydration, and you can look it up, dehydration contributes to mental health issues. You thinking like, what? Some water? Yes, yes. It throws you off. Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're hydrating, especially during the winter months. Yes, and my next video I'll be talking about that too. Dealing with mental health in the holiday season. But again, that's for another show. Um, Again, I love y'all. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Ms. BJ Martin, MS BJ Martin. Um, and until next time, remember, just like the sun, you are necessary. Peace. While you're at it, like, comment, share, and subscribe.